argan tree. And to harness the full potential of the argan tree stays true to the brand and keeping it simple and keeping it argan. I want to celebrate our wisdom as women, and Argan Reserve makes you feel proud of your skin.
By the way, you know, we also take your comments from Facebook, and I wanted to read one. Sherry wrote, I love anything by Josie Maran. I use the makeup, the creamy oil, the regular oil, and just about all of her items. All of her products are great. Thank you, Sherry, for saying that. And I wanted to bring that up real quickly before we dive into the Reserve. I still remember about 2.5 years ago, I think it was, when Josie first brought the Reserve concentrate. And I said to her, Josie, I'm using the argan oil all the time and the argan milk and all these wonderful products. What's the Reserve and why do I need it? And she said, we're going to take you from here to here. And that's what this concentrate is all about. This is something that maybe you only use for a few months, and then you take a break and then you go back and use it. This is really, truly highly efficient. And you're going to get 2 bottles. I will say this, 1 bottle is normally $78 by itself. So you add that, that'd be $156 for 2. We're gonna do it both of them for $85. So for about $7 more than the price of 1, we're going to give you 2. And it's also today on 6 monthly payments of $14.17. We're going to explain what this is. If you've used the Argan Reserve, give us a call on our testimonial line, 1-800-600-1556. Tell us, what is Argan Reserve?
11 times more powerful than argan oil. I always have to start out with that because it is unbelievable, because argan oil originally, her original formula is so powerful and works so well. 11 times the potency. And the reason why is because Josie has taken that whole beautiful tree of life that is the argan tree, and she said, what else can I get from this tree? I've got this gorgeous oil that's the first cold press from the seeds. What else is there? Well, there are 2 other ingredients that she infused in the Reserve. And she's taken the press cake, which is what we have here. This is kind of the nuts and the shells that were left over. It creates this, after they extract the oil, it creates this cake. And they were feeding this to the goats, if you can imagine.
And so, the goats were looking amazing.
Yeah, the Moroccan goats are pretty hot goats, all right? So what they've discovered is in this, there are something called saponines. And the saponines are going to add even more of that antioxidant and vitamin E and fatty acids.
Wow.
Then they've taken the leaves. So the leaves they use are only the leaves from the tree.
That fall naturally.
That fall naturally.
Yeah.
The reason why is Josie never wants to do anything to disturb the natural balance of the tree. So she doesn't pull the leaves from the tree. It's only what's fallen. And there are flavonoids in the leaves, and that's to brighten the skin and add even more of that moisturizing and hydrating power. So she's taken these 3 elements and synergized them together to create a very limited batch of Reserve argan oil. So it is the seeds, the press cake, and the leaves, and the ingredients from those create this, and is going to infuse your skin and give you the most potent anti-aging benefits that you can find, and it's 100% pure and natural.
And there's only 1 harvest a year,
Yes.
is that correct?
So the reason why this is so limited is that it only can occur when Mother Nature creates the perfect environment. The leaves have fallen, we've harvested enough nuts from the tree to create this Reserve, just like a Reserve bottle of wine or a fine vintage of whiskey. It's very limited. So I can't stress enough that this is the time to get it, and this is the time to have to really treat your skin and recalibrate your skin. Look at the difference here. Thank you, Mary Beth, for showing this. I want you to see regular argan oil
is this one.
Is the lighter one, but look at the Reserve. Look at that gorgeous amber color. That's the flavonoids and the saponines from the cake press and from the leaves that have been extracted to create this trilogy of really potent ingredients like essential fatty acids and vitamin E.
And here's the other thing I want to quickly mention. When I say, and you said too, one harvest.
One harvest.
We bring in as many bottles as we possibly can. And each harvest, you're never sure how many you're going to be able to get. We brought it in December. We have sold more than 20,000 sets of bottles so far. And so if you have not had a chance to sign up and order this, please do so tonight. Don't go without this. I can tell you that I don't even care what it costs. I will buy this by the 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets, because I never want to be without it. This is one of those items that when my skin feels like it needs help,
right,
I go to this. And I can tell you, it doesn't even matter if it's on my face, on my neck, on my hands, on my arms. It doesn't matter. I love it on my chest. I really, really do.
Oh, it's amazing for the décolletage, the neck.
I'm telling you.
All of these areas.
Incredible.
Areas that are so hard to treat. So think about how wonderful your milk is working and your argan oil. 11 times more powerful. It's going to address even the most difficult lines around your eyes. It's going to recalibrate your skin. So we
have some claims that we want to show you.
Let's talk about that because I could go on about it, but I want to show you the claims that we've done and the studies. So in a study, women had an average improvement to their skin's moisture of 110% after 14 days of use, and then 135% improvement after 30 days of use.
And by the way, that's really, I want to say like measured. So it's really difficult to get these kinds of numbers.
Oh my gosh, it's it's better than 100. I don't know how else to say it. I got 1,000 times more. So this is really, and we have pages and pages of study. We can only show you a little bit because I'll be here all day talking to you about it, but the studies were incredible. And then after 24 hours of applying the product, 100% of women had an improvement in the look of crow's feet, wrinkles, lines.
Every
That's really
single
hard.
person.
Every single person. 100% of women had an improvement in the look of vertical frown lines, another tough area to treat. Everyone saw an improvement. And 100% of women experienced an improvement in the skin smoothness. Those are incredible claims to make. And you know, here at QVC, we can't say them lightly. So
here's the thing I want you to do. Pick up the phone or go to QVC.com, download the free app, do it that way on your phone or your tablets. That's the way I like to do it. Because guess what? This only comes in at a certain amount for really most of the time about 2 months or so, and it will be gone. We brought it out in December. We've sold more than 20,000 sets. One bottle is normally $78. That would be $156 for 2 bottles. We're going to give you 2 bottles for $85. So it's a great value. And by the way, tonight, everything in this show is on 6 monthly easy payments. So go for it at $15 or $14, $17 a month, and then you at least have it. Plus, you get a 30-day return policy. Let me just say, you won't want to be without this. Let's talk about when we should put this on and where.
You read my mind. Okay, so why you're getting 2 bottles? Well, first of all, you're getting 2 because Josie really wants you to recalibrate, reset your skin. You need to get your skin in shape. You need to really stop everything else and use 1 bottle exclusively, morning and night. I promise you, what you will see will be incredible results. You're going to reset your skin. It's going to be better to receive the milk and the butter and everything else that you've been using on your skin. So 1 bottle exclusively, morning and night.
Exfoliate as well.
Yes.
Exfoliate first.
Absolutely. So this is your very first thing on clean skin. This is what you want to be putting on. Then after you complete that first bottle, your second bottle, please use it either morning or night to infuse into your skin first thing before your other products. So then your milk, then your butter, and you're set to go.
If you look on the back of the bottle when you get it home, there is going to be a number on it. And these numbers are actually numbers that, I mean, it's like that's how limited it is that they actually number the bottle.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty incredible. The whole thing is that, you know, I was kind of skeptical. Well, how much better than argan oil can it be? But you know what? When I've been using this, and like I said, there's where it has the numbers, etc. I don't even know what the numbers mean, but it's just numbers. But it's nice to know it's numbered.
And by the way, they're written in hand because they are, every bottle is created by hand by the Berber women in Morocco. So in addition to what this is doing for you, I want to share with you what Josie's able to do for women around the world. She's created this whole system where these women harvest the nut, they press them by hand, they bottle it for us, they sign it with their initials. There's a lot of love put into each one of these bottles. So in addition to doing something so powerful for your skin and bringing you your most beautiful self, she's also extended that love to other women in the world who need it. Right. So think about a reserve bottle of wine and think about the fact that you've reserved the right to age gracefully. When you look in the mirror, after
that's what I want to do.
I don't want to look like I'm 20, I'm 51. I want to look really good for 51. And that's what aging is about. It's about doing it gracefully. So you've reserved the right. This is very limited, as Mary Beth said. I actually purchased this from QVC because I begged Josie to give me some more, and she said, as much as I love you, we have limited inventory.
That's right.
It is really limited, and if you are actually you're viewing us today or you're aware of it, please, more than one. I just encourage you because you're going to see results, and then here's what's going to happen, Mary Beth. You're going to call up Mary Beth, and you're going to be like, I want some more of that reserve.
And I'm going to have to
she's going to say, sorry.
I have no idea when it's coming back because we usually get this in about once, maybe twice in a year. Here's the other thing I wanted you to go back to, and maybe we can come back over here again because I want you to go back to exactly what's in this.
Let's talk about the story.
Because this is different than the regular argan oil that we normally have. That is 100% pure, no doubts about it. But I think it was brilliant of Josie to say, it can't just be the nut of the tree that's worthy of our, having it on our skin. And so she said, let's go and take a look at everything else in the tree and see what else can be used.
Right. So the argan tree is known as the tree of life. And what she did was she looked at this tree of life and said, what else can I extract from it and not damage it? So we took the nuts so that she gets the nuts and they crack them by hand and they extract the seed and they cold press it.
And that's the regular argan oil.
And that's the regular argan. From those nuts, what's left over from after pressing is something called the cake press. And this was something they were feeding to the goats. I love telling that story because I was like, wow, those are some wonderful looking goats they got there.
Because you don't want to let any of this go.
No, because what they discovered is there is something called saponines within each one of these molecules. And Josie's formulated a way to extract them, and then that's going to give you even more anti-aging benefits. Also, the leaves. So the leaves were from when they actually fall from the tree, and she collected these leaves and then realized that they're very rich in flavonoids. Flavonoids going to add brightness to your skin. It's going to add even more moisture and hydration. So this trilogy of ingredients creates the reserve argan concentrate, and it is limited because we are actually at Mother Nature's,
beck and call.
So Mother Nature decides I'm only going to have a couple of leaves fall, or there's not going to be, it's going to be a while until they fall. That's when Josie can go ahead, get the Berber women together and harvest and create this.
And
so
the whole thing is, when you think about it, with any place around the world, the weather determines when and how many leaves fall off the trees.
Oh, it's so true.
If they get a really, really, I want to say a rich, wet season, you may not lose as many leaves. Well, then that means we can't bring as many bottles.
Exactly.
If it's a drier season, maybe we'll get some more leaves, etc. So the whole thing about this is that I love what you said. When you're getting 2 bottles, one of the reasons is really, truly is to revitalize your skin. I don't know why that came up, but anyway.
That's okay.
Revitalize your skin and really get your skin in great condition, and then use the second bottle kind of as almost maintenance.
Exactly. And then after that, what's going to happen is hopefully you are going to be, you're going to buy multiple items and you'll be able to continue your routine with reserve, because if you don't, then you come back to to try to get it, and you're going to be mad at Mary Beth and myself and be like, well, why can't I get the reserve?
Yeah.
And so please, it's just, I hate to sound, what does Josie say, like a used car salesman, but it really is for your benefit, because this is the most powerful jewel in her whole line, and it is beautiful, and it is pure.
And it's rare.
And it's rare.
Here's the other thing too, is that I still remember when we first brought this out, you got one bottle